National Nutrition Natural Health Reviews. 3 minutes of the latest naturopathic info with Canada's leading nutrition experts. Watch, learn, and get healthy naturally.
Hey there, Naturopathic Doctor Jonathan Beatty, health expert here at Nationalnutrition.ca. Today, I want to cover a few of the special things you need to consider in pediatric health or child health. Specifically today, we're going to talk about much younger children. Pediatric health is a very wide topic because it pretty much involves, at least in Canada, children from ages 0 all the way up to 18. So we're talking about people going through their childhood into adolescence and ultimately into adulthood before they're graduated out of a pediatric practice. So for those reasons, we could talk about pretty much every health concern when we're talking pediatric health. Specifically, I want to talk about some of the unique health concerns that younger children experience. So one of the most important ones for me, one of the things that I'm a big fan and proponent of is breastfeeding your children. Many studies have shown that children who are breastfed, the longer they're breastfed, the lower risks of allergies they have. In some cases, some studies are showing better neurological development, better bonding with their parents, better resistance against infection. So, those are just some of the many reasons you'll want to consider breastfeeding your child if possible. Now, if for whatever reason you have a medical condition that precludes you from being able to breastfeed your child, don't feel any shame or guilt about it, but if it is possible for you to breastfeed your child, it is something that I'm a very big proponent of, and I really do encourage that because it's one of the things that's going to set your child up for optimal health. Now, if you do notice that with feedings, your child gets a little upset, they get what we call colic afterwards. Colic is essentially intestinal cramping that occurs oftentimes in children, after eating, anywhere from 30 minutes to 2 hours after eating. The child can be screaming, they can be very upset, inconsolable, and that's a very stressful thing for a parent to experience. Now, in my practice, when I've dealt with and treated colicky children, almost every single time it's related to some level of food intolerance. A child's gut is not, their digestive tract is not fully developed. They're not capable of digesting foods as easily as an adult is. This is why, again, breast milk is so important because it's basically designed to be digested and utilized by an infant, whereas other foods are not. So this is where, again, breastfeeding can help reduce colic. However, if you're breastfeeding and you still find your child colicky, it could be related to a food allergy that either you have or that your child has. So typically I will recommend women to try, cutting gluten, dairy, and legumes out of their diet, as these 3 foods can be some of the major triggers that a child's going to have towards developing colic. So but if that's not enough, other things that you can look at for the treatment of colic, something called Gripe Water. Basically, they're bitter herbs that aid a child's digestive tract, aid with the proper motion of foods through their digestive tract, and that will relieve the cramping and improve their digestion and reduce colic symptoms. Other things that you want to be worried about or you may be concerned about are seborrheic dermatitis or cradle cap. Again, I often see this in children where they don't get enough of the right fatty acids in their diet. We call them essential fatty acids because they are essential for growth and development. And the main area you're going to find them is in breast milk. That being, formulas tend to be rather deficient in these. I do wish that they would change the laws in Canada and actually mandate that all infant formulas should be really high in very specific essential fatty acids, especially EPA and DHA, which are the fats typically found in fish oils. So if you have a child who suffers from seborrheic dermatitis, I'll typically recommend supplementing them with a low dose of fish oil, or better yet, if mom's breastfeeding, I recommend that she supplements with fish oil, and that way her breast milk is going to be chock full of all these beneficial fatty acids, and she's going to also ensure that she's going to have adequacy of these same fats. And that's one of the reasons why children can develop seborrheic dermatitis. Other reasons can, again, be related back to food sensitivity. So, this is another case where I'll typically recommend a mother to try and remove gluten and dairy from her diet to see if those foods may be related to why the child's developing seborrheic dermatitis. And last but not least, it can also be related to certain nutrient deficiencies, zinc being one of the most common ones here. And so I'll often test to see if the child is low in zinc. And if so, then some gentle zinc supplementation can be very helpful as well. Although children, their livers are not fully matured, and their ability to process nutrients is very different from that of an adult. So prior to supplementing kids, it is important that you get tested and make sure that you're supplementing them with the correct nutrients so that you're providing nutrition to them safely and not potentially giving them anything that may actually act as an intoxicant to them because an overdose of a vitamin can be just as dangerous as a deficiency of one. So those are some key components to pediatric health. If you're a new parent, I hope this is helping you through these difficult pediatric years, especially if your child is colicky or suffers seborrheic dermatitis or any type of those kind of concerns. Check out more of our health videos, subscribe to our channel on YouTube, and if you have any questions or comments, post them below, and always remember, knowledge is health.